now I'm just gonna basically teach you a simple technique you can use to create flounces. When you're going into the more advanced techniques of making a flounce and changing the shapes, you'll develop these tools more. But for right now, I just want you to get the basic understanding of what it takes to create a flounce so that you can use it as a springboard to create other styles of flounces. So the way I do it, especially if you want to practice, is you cut a 15 by 15 square of just regular fabric, sample fabric, mainly muslin. Then we want to make sure we fold it in half, always keeping in mind those grain lines. You want to make sure that you're getting your cross grain stretch and then your straight grain across. Lengthwise going down. Then I'm going to, after that half fold, then I'm going to fold again, rather this way. So now I have a smaller square from the square that we had. I'm also going to take my grid ruler and I'm going to measure out from that edge about 6 inches. And I'm just going to make a mark. Then I'm going to go an inch down and make another mark. And these marks are just going to let me know, if you can see it lightly, that my goal is to create a circle, sort of like a half moon pattern here. If you want to secure it, you can put a pin in it so that it secures the fabric from moving too much. Then I'm going to take my French curve and just play around with this circle shape. So the goal is to get a circle. So sometimes that might require you to go to the bottom and kind of play around with that a little bit, and then play around with the French curve until it gives you that connecting circle. The better the circle, obviously, the better your flounce is going to reveal itself. Okay, then I'm going to measure about an inch from this corner and just make a mark there. And just again, just create another smaller circle. And you want that circle to be as true as possible. The better the curve, the better it is for your reveal. And keep twisting it. There it is. So this is the mark that I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the red pencil to sort of define it so that I don't accidentally hit any of those other circles. So then I'm going to take my scissors and then just cut around. You can add seam allowance if you want. Actually, that's what I'll do. Add seam allowance. It doesn't ever hurt. Even though I'm not using this for anything, you want to always get in the habit of doing seam allowance. I'm going to take my ruler and mark out for that seam allowance. Next, I'm going to take my scissors and cut along my seam allowance. And then cut along this red line. And let's open it up and see what we have. So there we have a circle. Okay, once I've gotten that circle, I'm only going to open up one side of the area because the flounce is going to need to be connected to something. So you only want to open up one side of the fabric. If you open up both sides, it just cuts down the length of the flounce. So I'm going to go here and just make that straight line and cut. So now we have our cut, and let's open it up. And there it is. There's our flounce. It's very pretty, very full flounce. And you can, like I said, the wider everything is, the longer the flounce is. Sometimes you may have to connect several flounces together. This is a really pretty soft flounce. And as you can see, it goes into a circle and it's not much of anything. And then we kind of like pull it out. And now we have this gorgeous full body flounce. And like I said, you can add additional pieces to make it longer. You can connect this to a design. And what I was saying about the design is the more familiar you get with this concept, I can actually take a little bit off this piece here. And what I would get is an asymmetrical flounce. So you would get a flounce that starts off narrow here and then sort of like goes into a larger shape here. So that we call that a cascading flounce. But if we're just talking about the basic flounce, this is what you have here. And it's a lovely design accent that you can use on tops, on skirts, around the waist area, some of my favorite place. You can use it on the hem as well. So that's just a standard flounce. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Videos are uploaded weekly covering dressmaking, fashion, lectures, and more.